Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Okay, we are going back to Georgia today. But I didn't put an Australian title. I didn't actually put a title at all. Just landlord-tenant. So it's okay. It's okay. We're going to do a landlord who gets in trouble with our adorable judge.
All right, let's see here. All right, gentlemen, come on up for me, please.
Rehearsed it all.
All right. Let's see. If both of you will please raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Yes.
Perfect. All right. Let's see. Mr. Jones. This is a dispossessory action related to 110 Mountainside Drive, correct?
Yes.
And you're the owner of that property?
Yes.
Okay, and then I have that you have an allegation that they're a tenant at sufferance or at will. There's no past due rent or anything like that, but you just want them out.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand you.
So why are you? Do you just want them out, or have they not paid rent?
I just,
or what?
financially, I'm no longer able to keep them a home.
Okay, got it.
I was able 10 years ago when they moved in it, and I no longer am now. I've reached the place that I can't keep it and survive myself.
I got you. Okay. Perfect. All right. Did you provide any sort of notice or anything to them about wanting to cancel the lease or anything?
No lease. It's just month to month.
It's just month to month. Okay. And when did you tell them that you wanted them out?
Well, I came to court and got a judgment in last October.
Okay.
And I just didn't have the heart to have the sheriff set them out. And so that has expired. And now I don't have a choice anymore.
I got you.
Financially, I have no choice.
Okay, I understand. All right. I knew you looked familiar. I didn't remember you as much. I remembered you. Everything he said is basically what's going on, right?
I don't know.
He remembers them. That's never good. All right, I haven't looked up at the chat yet, but I did see CJ say it was a rescue that made us move quicker. CJ, you did win that battle, didn't you?
You know, one day it's, please don't move. Next day, you got to move. My son's going to evict me. He's kicking me out. The stories, I've listened to the stories. I've listened to the woes. I've had my own problems, minor physical problems. His is financial. He started going to the doctor, and once you start going to the doctor, they start building up more stuff to spend, and whatever happened to him, I don't know what he did with his money.
Okay.
My mother was this was in the, I've been paying rent and then paying all the utilities and everything. So the last time he said he was not given a verdict, the last time he filed the wrong paperwork and y'all kicked it out. And since that last time we were at court, I've been struggling to find a place, get a place, and not knowing if he's going to, I'm calling every day to see if he's filed again to find out when I need to do this and do that. I mean, you are pretty quick up here. I can't find a home. I couldn't find a home quick. And then he assumes that some people that helped me get a refrigerator and a dumpster to throw my life away in the past year, they were going to help me. They were helping me in this way he doesn't understand. I don't know. I mean, I'm one man taking care of an invalid parent that was in the middle of a living room where I had nurses coming in once a week, and I couldn't go anywhere. And now to this day, I can't go anywhere. She's at home with me now. This is part of all the drama. This is part of all the problems. Since he did this, my mother has become sicker due to the stress. And he doesn't understand. He doesn't care. I mean, I've taken care of his house. I've taken care of whatever I could. I didn't complain about the problems with the homes. He's the only one that complained about the house. I didn't do anything wrong to the house. We've lived through moths. We've lived through flooding. We've lived through rats, poisoning of animals. Somebody killed my dog too.
I saw her post a picture of a cat laying with the belly, you know. I saw in my chat CJ talking about a chat, but then I also heard CJ say her husband said no more cats. Remember that? No more.
2.5 months ago, it's just amazing. My mother has gone through bedbound. She's bedbound at the other house. She's at the hospital right now. She has a wound. It started out, due to all this, it started out it was a bed sore, but now it is a 8x8 sore, 3 inches deep along her spine. It is an open frickin' wound like she got shot with a shotgun. Mm-hmm. And I've had to deal with, due to this worry, I've had to deal with that worry. And like I said, believe I said the last time I was here, they were trying to, the nursing home tried to kidnap her prior to all this. I finally got her back. I tried to buy Mac's house, but I think I had a piece of property. I notified, we were at the last time, I had a piece of property and he was upset because I wouldn't sell it. No, I was selling it, but we had just taken a break. But then he decided he was having problems and whatever it was, we had to go. That's why we came to court the first time. And I'm like, going, what is this? I don't understand this. I give him his rent on day, we're smiling in June, I buy him lunch, and then the next day he's calling my nephew saying he's evicting us. And I'm going, what is going on? And then, and I'm having to scramble to find a place for my mother and me and animals and 10 years worth of stuff that's piled up in the house. We look like hoarders. We had rats. I had 3 inches of rat poop in the house, all over the house. I've been cleaning that up since the last time we were at the thing. I've been cleaning up. I helped him move some of his things out of the thing. It wasn't like I just, it's like, you got to go. Well, what do I do with all my things? I got boats there. I had cars there. I had brother's personal properties. They were friends. He stored stuff at his house. It's been there for 10 years. My brother's died. And, I got their things. I got rid of all my family things. Rats chewed through all the clothes, through things. I've had to go through individual things, which I've only have so much time a day to do. And I'm still paying the rent. I had to move. And because I'm scrambling like a chicken with no head. And I don't even know what that means, but I'm on the mercy. He didn't want to talk to me. When we came to the court last time, he said, I'm trying to help you. Help me what? Throw me out on the street with an invalid parent we can't live in a motel room, in a bed, in a hospital bed. And then anytime I try to get somebody to help me, they're not really helping me. They're breaking the things. They broke my mother's hospital bed. It's $3,500 hospital bed. I didn't get it from the county, the doctor, or insurance. I had to buy it. And I didn't buy it. I got it for free. But I worked for it. I found it, and I had to. It was a godsend. And then the people that helped me move stuff broke it, and then and I had to have to rent one. And now I'm in a perilous financial journey. My mother has to have a wound vac on her spine. It's $700 a month. That's after insurance, out of my pocket. Mm-hmm. I don't have that. He talks about how his burden is. His burden wasn't a burden because we weren't demanding all these things repaired that needed to be repaired. I was accommodating my mother for just like if we needed heat, I had heat. If we needed air conditioning, I was buying getting one of those portable in the yard, in the road. in the room kind, not the window kind, because the windows are too small, and I couldn't put it in the room where I didn't know I was originally going to put her in. And then, the roof is leaking. I offered to fix his roof. He didn't want to fix his roof for free. And he didn't want to do that. I mean, I had a crews coming in to repair his house for free. Didn't want to do that. I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, you can't help him. He was saying he was helping me, but we were helping him. He was supposed to sell my land. He complained about selling my land. I didn't want to sell my land. It's not that I didn't want to sell my land. I didn't want to give my land away. Okay? Everybody else can get high end on their stuff, but I can't. And then on his house, we didn't pay a lot of rent compared to now, but there were stipulations. We had a dog, we paid insurance, we paid for medicine. I repaired whatever I could. I didn't charge him. I didn't, sometimes he repaired stuff, but a lot of times he didn't. He didn't have to. I just covered it, as a friend, which he decided, a few months ago, he decided we weren't friends. And, even asked him, "Did you not?" I said I would take him to the doctor, and I said, "Don't you think we're friends enough for anything?" He didn't answer, so that was the end of it. So I just assumed that that's what it was. He put his house up for sale. He didn't tell us, and I found it on Zillow and everything, and it was extraordinary price, and I couldn't buy it. But I even offered to trade him my land on Lake Lanier, but he had to give me cash. But he owes too much money on his house at the time, and. Then I came upon he talked about how he had a builder that he was looking into buying his house. And I said, okay, well, I talked to that builder, which is my neighbor of my property, which I believe he conspired with that man to kick me out so I would sell him my property cheap, because I have a dock and he can't have a dock. He built a multi-million-dollar home. He cannot have a dock, and I have a dock. So not that, and then he was making it out to be I wasn't selling my house. No, my property. He was the one selling the house. I didn't have any paperwork, but it was word of mouth. He was supposed to be selling it. Been trying to sell it for 7 years. Okay, nobody wanted to live here 7 years ago. Now everybody's bolding up here to come up here. And then I'm sorry that I'm so angry. I'm not angry. I've not threatened him. I'm not doing anything. I haven't hurt the house. I'm bouncing around. But the property.
So it sounds like he has land. He has land. It sounds like he has a house on that land. But he lives in this guy's house on another piece of land. And now this guy is trying to evict him again. They're back in court again. Thank you for the cheers, Monica. Thank you.
Property, it might not be a great piece of property, but I did put it up for sale for proof that I had it up for sale. And then the kid who was trying to sell it was trying to get me to sell it cheap for that guy. And I said, no, I'm not doing it. And then I've been going through everybody, let me tell you, with my mother in the system, they want me to kill my mother. They don't want me to kill her. They want to kill my mother. He wants to throw me out. So his part of that is part of that, because it started with him stressing my family out for no reason. Okay, every excuse that he brought up, I said, well, we'll cover it, we'll fix it. He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to complain and do stuff. And I said, dude, everything's all right. I said, it'll all get repaired, but we need time. I said, we don't have the time. And the time that I did pay for, just up until now, it's not been time. It's just been, gotta do this. That's how it's been. And I got to take care of my mother every 2 hours. I have to be there at the house with her. We have a nurse come in once a week. I didn't have my car blew up. I had people supposed to be picking up junk. They didn't even come. I have people were supposed to take my Jeep and fix it. They didn't come. And I had to drag it to the new place. I had to get rid of all these things. And he knows that. And my joke was, no, it's not even a joke. I was just saying he was just coming after the things, the money. He thought I had this money. He got upset because I had to eat McDonald's every day of my life for a whole year, because my mother's been in and out of hospitals and nursing and rehabs, and that's how it's been in at home, and I didn't have time.
I don't know about you, but McDonald's is freaking expensive. You can save money going somewhere else. He does have a lot of problems, Justice. Justice is for the wealthy. That's what he's saying. Justice is for the wealthy. He's saying the same thing as your name.
To cook, and I had to, I mean, due to him doing to me, he talks about his burden. I've had burden. I had to throw probably $800 worth of meat away. My freezer. I had my freezer. I had the roof leaked into my freezer and made it a solid ball of ice. I had to throw away everything. Had to unplug it. I had to throw away $100 worth of food. I've had to throw away just my life. You know, I mean, it's 11 years of being there. All my brothers are dead. I'm the last child taking care of an invalid parent. It wasn't an invalid a year ago. Voted. Now she can't communicate. Now she can't do anything. And it's diabetes. It's you know, bad nursing facilities. I mean, that's exactly what's going on. And I'm sorry that Mac did. I'm cleaning up his house. I'm not leaving a mess. I've been cleaning and moving gradually, but I can only do so much. The weather has been weird. I mean, it's either mud or rain or freezing. The house I moved into froze solid. The ice, I mean, the pipes froze. The power went out. All on the same day, the phone systems went out. I mean, it's crazy. All the bad luck I'm ending up with, I don't know. I don't know if God loves me or hates me. I can't figure it out. And then, if you believe in God, I believe in God. And then, I'm sorry that Mac's upset and he's financially strapped, but I mean, I've been paying him his rent. I didn't want to bring it up. He had a check that I thought he altered. I don't know if he altered it or not, but I gave him $1,300, and it was it said $1,300 on the written part and $900. I did not bring it. I forgot my phone at the house in a panic, stressful struggle to get here. Just like every single day it's been, I've had probably 2 hours worth of sleep. I'm going blind. Something's wrong with my hip. I don't have time to go to the hospital, the doctor, and I'm going to the hospitals. That's what's really bad. I'm just for my mother. And I mean, I've got the dog died and poisoned and wrote out.
Please go back to this check. That was important. The other stuff you're saying is very sad, but that's not what the judge is listening to. Go back to that check. What did he do?
I mean, I'm financially strapped. I mean, nothing. I had to go found a place, and that's worse than what he has. Okay? And that's where I'm at with my mother. And, you know, I mean, I've had to listen to him say every excuse. His son was kicking him out, and I've said, well, that's elderly abuse. You know, if he's harassing you, then and then you're coming to us. I said, it's elderly abuse to us. And I said, because they're telling me certain things. They tried to use, when they were trying to when they were kidnapping my mother at the nursing facility, they were trying to use his house as a reason why not to bring her home. The house was not the reason why she was sick, okay? But then the stress of him trying to sell the house, but with not telling us, and then just looking for a house. I mean, he did try to help us find a home, but they were just ridiculous prices, they were just unlivable, and the loan wouldn't cover it. We lost the loan because we couldn't find a house. So I was trying to, during this time frame, in this past year, we were trying to file for a new loan. But he started doing this, and I can't do that and this and that and this. And my mother's sick, and I know it's drama. I know you don't care about my mother.
We didn't hear anything that we needed to hear so far. What we know, here's what we know. The landlord wants him gone and has tried a couple times to evict him, but has gotten the paperwork wrong with the court. Because, the court paperwork that's why you need a lawyer, because it's not easy. This guy pays his rent. So, if someone is abiding by the rules of a lease and paying their rent on time, can a landlord just say, well, anyway, I still just want them to go?
Me, and we're he wants his house. But in all reality, he said, they want my house back. Well, the house he really wanted lives in Clarksville, which he sold years ago. It wasn't this one. He ran from this one. He rented it to us because he was scared of the place. The people around us were drug addicts, drug dealers, thieves, just bad people. And I fought them every day. Okay? And now that the Moss, the slumlord that owned most of these homes in Dawsonville, he died, and a new slumlord bought them, and he put plastic siding on them and put some high-end appliances in there, and these people bought them for $200,000 to $300,000. Well, guess what? I talk to them every day. They hate them. They're held together by paint. Okay? I know this is a drama. I'm getting off, but I'm tired. It's been like this for 6 months. Well, a year. I've been doing this for a year, but the 6 months has been the hard months. Harder. It's my end. And 99% of people said they would have killed themselves or dumped their mother off for him. And I don't know what to do. I paid. I can't pay him anymore. I don't know. I mean, the check thing really characterized him when he cast a check that was a different amount written than it was on the lettering of it. And I forgot my phone, and I can't show you my proof of anything. I am trying to get out of your house. I'm not leaving it. I'm not kicking holes in the walls. I'm not doing anything as such. My animals are there. I still have a lot of things there. I'm trying to get them over to the thing, but I can only do so much. I can't pick up some things.
Okay, I get that, but now we just heard that it's been at least 6 months or a year that the landlord said, dude, you gotta go?
There is some junk going to be left there. Overall, it's not bad. I mean, I lost my things. The garage, a tree fell in it. We didn't know it. We knew the tree fell, but we didn't know it came through the roof, and it was in a fish tank. Well, it's been melting the roof into a fish tank, and everything slid into a huge fish tank. I mean, the whole shit has become bad. I mean, but I was willing to buy it and give him just $2,000 less than what he paid for it, but he didn't want to do that. And then the guy, I talked to the neighbor next door, turned out he was the builder. He wanted my property, but he didn't want to pay me for it. And I said, well, you're not buying my property for the property anymore. Now you're buying it for the dock, because you can't get a dock in that cove like he wants. He wants a boat dock. He's not going to ever get a boat dock, and mine is the last dock in that cove. And if I lose my dock, he can't have a dock anymore because mine's a swim platform. And but Mac doesn't understand that. Mac also had, over the period of years, the other neighbor next door to me stole my dock.
I also do not understand at all, not even a little bit.
Pictures of it on my phone. They stole one dock and sold it, stole a boat and sold it. This is in Hall County, and I notified them of it. And this is the third dock that has almost disappeared, but they left it chained to theirs. They dragged my dock over to theirs and chained it to theirs and said it was theirs. But Mac thought it was theirs, and I kept saying it, nope, the Corps of Engineer, and this has all to do with everything. The Corps of Engineers gave me the dock, and the woman they set me up with the dock, she brought it over. I mean, I got a new dock, but they tried to steal it. So now, my dock was fine up until 3 months ago, where this guy wants my property. Well, the first thing I've noticed is, since the last guy wanted my property, which Mac helped them get a property, they didn't even have a title, they couldn't get a title for, which I can't figure out how that happened. That was next door to me. Well, they're foreign entities, and they did the exact same thing this guy's doing with my dock. They took my docks and or disassembled my docks. Well, guess what? This guy wants my property. My dock is there. A piece of my dock is missing. It's down in the cove. So that is like destroy the dock. Just start picking at me, and that's a technique that's done all the time. But I still believe that they conspired, because he brought up in the first case that he's a builder. It's worth a lot of money. Well, I'm not going to make a lot of money like he assumes, because it's going to be a penalty of its land.
It's not big dock energy, Linus. Aren't you listening? Someone took half his dock. He's got a half dock now.
What is it called? Something. But he, I think he was trying to sell me his house for what I value my land was. And I said, no, I'll give you my land, but you have to give me like $60,000 or $70,000 to fix your house. And that's it. I mean, I don't think that was a bad price. It's a land on Lake Lanier. Everybody's rushing up here now. It's on the lake, and it has a dock, and you're not getting any more docks on Lake Lanier. So he didn't want to sell me the house, but I lowball. I didn't know how much you paid. I offered him, before all that, I offered him $2,000 less than what he paid for it in 2009, only because he hasn't fixed anything major. Everything major is collapsing, which is okay. Things happen.
Is the dock collapsing?
But it all happened, I mean, the house has got cancer. I mean, the wood is rotting. It's a moss house prior, and It's not that he didn't do anything. He did try to do some things, which I didn't complain. We've had fights. I mean, yeah, we had the neighbor was a problem, and but he's gone now. And then we got new neighbor. Everybody, I'm just starting to go in circles. I'm so exhausted, and I can't. I have no friends, no family, other than a couple niece and nephews, and they're too busy with themselves. And I get one moment a day from all of them, you know, and like Mac did try to find his houses, but we were trying to get my mother back, rebuild his house to get my mother back into the house. So if a nurse, when they came to inspect, it was okay. Well, they did that, it was okay. You know, we fixed it. But he at the time, he was trying to get me to go look at houses, and I couldn't look at houses when I'm hurrying to get my mother home out of a nursing facility, which out of pocket cost us $10,000 because they robbed us. They cheated the insurance, and I have lawyers on that now. Okay, and then I end up doing that. And then
Okay, the reason why we're watching this stream is how the judge deals with the landlord. Once this guy finally shuts up, then it's time for the judge to deal with the landlord.
you know, I'm on the verge. I mean, if you want to gain some weight, go eat McDonald's McChicken combos and you will gain frickin' weight. I mean, that 2 times and I've gained a little bit of poundage. Otherwise, I've been skin and bones. And then I'm trying to move everything, my life to have some type of memory. I have 400-year-old quilts that the rats chewed up. And they were perfect, and now they're not. I mean, I tried to save everything of his, and I couldn't. And it's still there, but it's falling apart just like us. You know, we're all falling apart. And I wish he would have sold me the house, because then I didn't have to go through all this. My mother wouldn't have got as sick. I mean, I had to stay in this area to stay with the doctors in the hospital that destroyed her. And then, yes, and Mac wants his house back. But like I said, he didn't want that house. He wanted, we were paying the rent. We didn't tax him on anything on the home.
Judge, let's go.
That's it. I mean, it was minor little repairs, and that's it. I don't know what to do. All I can do is ask for pity, begging. I asked him for him, but I couldn't talk to him. I was going to bring his mail, but I'm not there, so I'm not at that house. I was at the hospital, and I would have brought all of his mail. You know, he couldn't get his mail, and then
all right.
Okay.
You're good. So just one question. You paid rent in December, January?
Yes.
Okay.
But not I don't know.
Haven't for
I don't
February?
know.
In February, he's paid through this month.
Okay, perfect, great. Hear it, perfect.
No problem.
This is at the beginning of February. We had these trials that we watched on this channel and the other clips that I've fallen behind. So we're going to see some clips from, I have it ready. I have them stacked and ready. I just need more live stream time. So we're in February right now.
With him or the rent or anything, he's still there because of his mother, if you want to know the truth.
Right.
I've known her for 30 years and didn't have the heart to put her out.
All right.
I've tried for 10 years to get him to do something. I got him approved for 100% loan.
Okay. We're good. I've heard enough of what we need to do. So I pulled the other file. So what we had with the other file was a dismissal because there wasn't the required 60-day notice that was given. I put a notation on here that in court we were giving verbal notice of 60 days to terminate the lease, and that was going to be effective November 10th, 2025. Here's the thing. 2 things. First,
No, did you guys hear that? Do you know why he's in big trouble? Did you hear what he just said? Now I remember why this guy is in big trouble. He gave him the 60 days. He was supposed to be out by November. Technically, in the space we're at in February, The judge should be giving a writ for the sheriff to remove this man right now. Except the landlord did something. Can't do that.
The effectiveness of the 60-day notice, you have accepted December, January, and February rent.
Yes.
Okay, so that 60-day notice that we worked so hard on in October is not valid anymore. Okay, so he gets a whole new 60-day period to begin with. Okay, second, even if he hadn't have paid in December, we're 70 days out from when that notice became effective. Georgia law puts a cap at like 30 days. So we've got several issues here. I'm not going to say that there is any ill will, ill intent, or anything like that. It is not for me to question, look at. It's not before me. However, I do want to caution you that we are verging into a realm of malicious prosecution, okay, where you are constantly bringing cases and then letting them die, and then bringing a case and letting it die, and bringing a case and letting it die, okay? And we just can't do that, all right? So here's what we're gonna do today. I am going to dismiss the case today because there's no notice that was given to terminate the lease, a new lease that has come up as of December 1st.
I did send him a letter.
Where's the letter? I don't have a letter.
Oh.
I don't have a
I
letter.
sent him a certified letter.
Did you receive a
requesting that
certified
he be
letter?
out
I don't know what that
60
means. What does that
days.
mean? Do you sign for it or anything? What?
Usually, yes.
No, I didn't get a signed letter.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't have that. I don't have a letter. You know, you haven't given me that. So here's what we're going to do. The case is going to be dismissed today. And that's it. I am not going to entertain, like I did last time, today the dismissal of verbal notice goes into play. That's a one-time thing with me. And so I'm not even going to entertain it. You're going to have to go through the formal process of sending a full certified letter as required by Georgia law to him for him to actually accept. And if you want to institute a new action in 60 days, you can do so. Okay? But now I'm going to make this abundantly clear. It is 60 days from the date of the letter, and then you have at most 30 days after he is still in the property to be able to file an eviction. If you don't file an eviction in that 30-day period, and we get into this same issue again, then what I'm going to be forced to do at that particular point in time is bar you from filing any cases with magistrate court, period. Okay? I'm being 100% clear here, is that if you want him out, you want him out. And if you're going to use the court as I hate to say it this way, but if you're going to use the court to be the bad guy and make him get out, then you have to do your part and make sure that you follow up with getting him out. I am not going to be the bad guy. That is not my job. My job is to follow Georgia law. Period, point blank, end of discussion. Okay? So, dismissal, improper filing, failure to provide a 60-day notice, and we'll see where we get in 60 days.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Yes, sir.
Just give me a few minutes to get this order signed.
way more than 90 days, man, because he said he's been going through being kicked out for a year. If the judge gave him 90 days, 60 days verbally, and he had to be out in November, then that was at least September they were in court. The last time.
I wish you would have sold me his house. I'm sorry. I know you're not listening to me, but I didn't want to have to move. There's more to the story, too.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah. But, so, can I ask another question?
One second.
Okay. I mean, it's just
If he can
it's
buy
about 60 days.
the landlord's
good.
house, he has money.
I'm trying to get my streaming to turn off.
I don't have an issue with evicting someone. I'm moving. This issue is not mine soon. As soon as I can figure out how to move.
Well,
Which I can't. I'm leaving that problem here. I'm actually going to make it worse before I leave. But that's not my, that's fine. All right, let's see. Judge leaves court. Oh, leaves court. Somebody leaves court here. This was March, earlier March.
Your Honor, we have Mr. Hefner on Station 3.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hefner, did you understand your rights on advisement today?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you. And are you a current member or a veteran of our military?
No, I'm not.
We did this one. Sorry,
Sir, I did find probable cause for your arrest. You okay?
Yeah, so I'm just
Let's go to
really bad.
Osterday. We haven't
my
been
God,
to
really bad
Osterday.
Eric, where are you currently held by the Indiana Department of Corrections?
Westfield.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have to speak up to make sure. And you have been in continuous custody since the date of your sentencing. Is that correct?
Since the day I got arrested. Yeah. Yes.
Well, revoked, right? It was a revocation.
Okay. Right.
I believe.
Okay. And in other words, you haven't been out on any programs from Westville or anything else. You've been in their continuous custody ever since you arrived there, correct?
Yes, I have.
Okay. According to the report that was filed by the Indiana Department of Corrections, you have had no misconducts while you've been at Westville. Is that accurate?
Yeah, no trouble.
Okay. And in addition, you have had a number of programs, you've engaged in a number of programs down there, including RWI. Is that correct?
Yes.
When did you finish RWI?
I finished RWI November 14th of 25.
Okay. And did you also participate in the Plus program?
Yeah, I did 16 months in the Plus program. Did 23 classes, 12 certificates, 454 hours of volunteers. I'm a certified hospice now, and then I got 3 college credits from the University of Notre Dame for rethinking crime and justice, restorative justice, and mass incarceration.
Okay. As part of the DOC process, they project a release date for you from their facility. Is that correct?
Yes.
And have you been obtaining some time cuts through the various DOC programs?
Yes, I signed a time cut last June, but I guess the system, they switched this new system called Delta, and I guess it's backed up. I signed it, like I said, last June for 243 days, but I've yet to get it. I've yet to receive it off my time.
Okay. And do you know today, what is your projected release date from the IDOC?
As of right now, without any time cuts, I believe it's April of 31.
Okay, and you believe that's what's indicated on your IDOC report, but since the time of that report or during that same process, you believe that you're going to be receiving another time cut from there?
Yeah, I should be receiving it. I said I signed it. I hear that they're doing 2031 out dates right now with the time cuts, but who knows? But I did sign it, and there's verification that I did sign that as well. The prison would be able to offer that.
Okay, and as far as I've been kind of babbling with my questions here, but what do you believe your new out date will be once this current time cut goes through?
Well, I don't know it off the top of my head. I guess it would be sometime in 2030, and then I have 2 more that I could earn as well, which would put me a total of 29 out of 29. But my backup time would be over.
Google him shirtless. Anyway, my cat's stuck on the roof. I'll be right back.
In 9 months, if that time cut went, because I'm serving a sentence probation violation right now, and that sentence would be over in 9 months if I was to get the time cut tomorrow. But I doubt that will happen.
Right. Okay, so you're down there on 2 cases, correct? You were on probation at the time of the newest offense, true?
Yeah, true. I was on house arrest. I had probably about 6 months of house arrest left to finish. I think about 6-7 months left of daily reporting. There was a big switch up because I started with 12-year sentence and got out, and then I did a big portion of it on house arrest. And Judge Osterday said I was doing good, so I did the remainder on daily reporting because there was a mess up. And then I had the last 6 months of that I violated with this charge.
Okay. All right. With regard to the named victim in this case, at the time of this offense, were the 2 of you married?
Yes.
Since you have been incarcerated, did you obtain a divorce from one another?
Yes, it wasn't getting done, and so I reached out to Judge Bonfiglio and told him that I wanted a divorce to be finalized. So he called me into court just like I am right now, and we finalized it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't getting, it had been sitting there for almost 2 years, and I wanted to get it done. So.
Okay, but you are now divorced from the mother of your children, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And as part of this case, you have a no contact order with her, but Judge Bonfiglio directed that you are allowed to have contact with your 2 children, is that correct?
It's true.
And since you have been in custody, have you maintained that contact with your children?
Yes, letters, pictures, phone conversations, yes.
Okay. The mother of your children has been struggling financially since you have not been able to provide. Is that true?
Well, yes. When I left, we had about $5,000 a month in bills. I was a plant manager at our RV factory, and we had a good life. And she's been making all that on her own. From what my mom says and boys say, she works about 60, 70 hours a week. I am court ordered to pay child support at $300 a week, but I'm not there to pay that.
Okay. And one of your concerns or one of your reasons for asking for a modification is so that you can help support your children. Is that right?
Yes, that's a big one. I want to be in my son's life. I understand that I messed up, and I'm take accountability for that and whatever it means that I need to, but there are sufferings from this as well. And I wish I would have thought everything through when I made the decisions that I did.
Okay. Do you have, prior to going into custody, did you have a job in Elkhart County?
I did.
Where were you working and who was your boss?
The RV center. He just said that.
Affinity RV, Rod Ramey was my boss. I left Dutchman RV to go work for Rod, and Dutchman RV has offered me a group leader position upon my release, and within 6 months back into upper management.
All right. So you have employment essentially guaranteed to you by a gentleman at Dutchman. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's a job that you had worked for a substantial period of time?
Yes.
Okay. If the judge were to modify you from prison to community corrections, where would you be residing?
My mother, and my grandmother.
Okay. And what city does your mother live in?
South Bend.
Okay,
South Bend, Indiana.
All right. You have been on community corrections in the past through MCC, is that correct?
Yes.
And is that something that you are hoping to get back into, is MCC as part of a modification?
Yes.
All right. And they've talked to you and indicated that they are willing to accept you on electronic monitoring. Is that what you're asking the court to do?
I am.
All right. Eric, you have, and when we've talked, you have some thoughts about maintaining sobriety and maintaining any kind of anger issues. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Where would you, if the judge released you to home detention, where would you like to be going to classes or to treatment so that you could maintain your sobriety?
Well, I know that MCC, last I remember, they offered an MRT class. I would like to be involved in that class. I also want to be involved in Celebrate Recovery and NA. I've also, since I've been here, I've been a mentor here in the Plus program and inside the RWI. I've made connections with people who have gone through the same process I have. Professor Pam Butler at University of Notre Dame, and I would like to work with youth who've lived a life, gone through the life that I have. I'm not going to try to sit here and make excuses because I've made choices. But I went through a lot of abuse in my life, and which fueled my anger through my whole life, and it's taken me a long time to get that under control and to stop blaming people and taking accountability for my actions. And I want to help some young teenager with their life, because I didn't listen to anybody, and this is where I've ended up. My choices.
Okay. Eric, we filed a whole series of certificates that you accomplished while you were at the Department of Corrections, and you would like the judge to take consideration of those. Is that correct?
Yes, it's very hard here. This place is flooded with drugs. They have drones coming in all the time, dropping off drugs, and people are getting killed left and right here. And I feel that staying out of trouble and staying sober, I could take a drug test right now. That I've made great strides and taking this very serious and not light, not joke. That I'm apologetic for causing the situation to even be.
All right. Eric, are there any other thoughts that you would like the court to be aware of, things about yourself that you learned, or about this motion to modify that you would like to tell the court at this time before I turn it over to the prosecutor?
Well, I have one thing to say. Judge House today asked me a question when she sentenced me, and she asked me, how can I be so smart and still end up in this situation? And I know you probably hear this a lot, but I didn't have a relationship with God in my life. And since I've been here, I've been trying to live as a better man and find some spirituality, forgive the people that have hurt me in my life, and to be able to forgive myself, and to be a better man. And that's what I plan on doing for the rest of my life. Whether you let me out today, well, when this is done, or I get out in 3 years from now, I'm done with this. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of living my life this way.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say in support of this request to modify out to home detention?
No. Other than I asked you for another opportunity, that you were right when you let me off before, to go to be on daily reporting, that I was doing a good job, and I made poor decisions. I was not a good husband. I was an unfaithful husband, which caused relationships inside of my marriage, and I handled those in a poor manner. And so I want to move forward with my life and be a dad and a contributing part of this community instead of somebody who hurts people. That's all I have to offer.
All right. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Gruber, you have any questions?
Just a few, Judge. Mr. Robb, when you entered the plea in the F3 case, and it's hard for me to tell from the record, was there a no contact order that was entered as a term of that sentence? Do you recall?
Yeah, never.
Okay. I guess the state's concern is that, there is a no contact order, and you, by all appearances, are abiding by that. But I guess what kind of assurances can you provide to the court, to the state, that if you are modified out, that you will abide by the terms of that order and not have contact with Melissa?
Well, I guess the only insurances that I can offer is, so when I went through my divorce court, I had all plans, and this might not answer your question, but when I went through divorce court with Bonfiglio, I had a whole list of things I was going to fight for, right? House, we had a property house, about 5 acres, Harleys, cars, all that. We had all that. And I told the judge then that, I said, I don't want any of it. I planned on fighting for all that, selfish person that I was. I felt like I wanted to fight for all that stuff. And I told him that I didn't want anything. The only thing I wanted was to be able to have a relationship with my kids. That I've hurt her enough, and I put her through enough, in our marriage, that I needed to put her through anymore. And so I said I didn't want anything. I just want a relationship with my kids. And I have no ill will towards her at all. I made the decisions. I stepped out on our marriage. I disrespected her. She never did nothing to me. And so I have no issues with her. I guess that's the best that I can answer that.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Mr. Bannon?
I have no further questions. I would like to make some comment, though.
You may.
Thank you, Judge. With regard to Eric in this case, I don't know if you remember sentencing, but Melissa was in here, and and she was very animated, I should say, and that sort of fire or eruption has calmed down dramatically. At one point, Melissa would not let Eric's mother and grandmother see the children or have any contact with the children. These days, Eric's mother watches the kids all the time. In fact, the other day, when I was speaking to Teresa, his mother, Eric's mother, they were all going out to dinner, and they have healed at least that part of the relationship. And I know at one point Melissa was adamant that Eric's family couldn't see the kids or have any contact with them. I know Eric has had a lot of contact with the children. He's followed Judge Bonfiglio's orders with regard to phone calls and all the rest. And like I say, I'm confident I will be getting an affidavit from Melissa here in short term. Like I say, I had been thinking there would be a evidentiary hearing coming up, and I would have it before then. But I'm confident that I will. His boss, prior boss, Zach Schuler, he's already been texting me with regard to I've got a job as soon as he gets out. They've worked together in the past. They've had a long relationship in the past. So Eric, I think in many of these cases, I tell clients all the time, the court wants to be sure that if they modify, that they're not letting the tiger out into the community and saying, I hope the tiger doesn't eat somebody. They want to have some understanding that the person has, number one, been penalized. Number two, they've learned from their incarceration, and some assurance that this won't be a mistake that the court makes by modifying him. And in this case, I'm comfortable. As far as my relationship with Eric over time, he's been expressed to me, and I'm familiar with his divorce, but he's expressed to me about all the assets and everything they had, and he just washed his hands, said, gone, she can have it.
Said about a $40,000 child support arrears too, right? Or did?
See, the judge is familiar with his divorce too, buddy, don't worry. He was $40,000 in arrears.
He did, and they have a very expensive home with a ton of equity that he just washed his hands of. And they had Harleys, they had cars, they had a lot of valuable assets that Eric said, look, I just want a relationship with the kids. You can have all of that stuff. And I realize equity in a home, even though it's substantial, is not the same as child support. But mom got everything in the divorce other than he got time with the children, which he has exercised regularly. Eric has struggled in the past with some substance abuse issues. He has we've talked about, you're not just going to come out and say I'm cured. Eric has talked about to me about the Crossroads program and about, trying to maintain sobriety, which is a day-to-day process for anyone who's struggled with substances in the past. He's got thoughts about not saying, hey, I'm done, I'm cured, let me out of here. He's talked to me about I need to go through Crossroads, which is Celebrate Recovery. He also has, and I won't name names because it's the Anonymous is part of the Narcotics Anonymous, but he has an individual who long-standing relationship with who is involved with Narcotics Anonymous, and he and Eric actually had gone to some NA meetings together in the past, and Eric has indicated that he believes that that person will still be there for him when he gets out. So that's, and to me, there's some good things going on there. He's completed programs plus RWI. I just believe that, he has been punished. He's in I don't know if you have ever visited some of our prisons. I have.
Back in college.
College? Yeah.
He's a criminal justice major.
Okay. And some of these places are not especially inviting, we'll say that. And I've never had to spend the night at any of them, but I've been to several of our prisons, and I know
Cages for tigers.
Exactly. and the tigers eat each other occasionally in those places.
We just had a defendant not too long ago kill somebody.
Yeah, yeah. And Eric has managed to, based on what I've seen here, and I've seen so many of these IDOC progress reports where I hold my breath and I turn to paragraph 9 and say, what kind of trouble has he been in since he's been at the IDOC? And in his case, no institutional behavior, no misconducts, which means a lot to me when I look at filing a modification or being involved in a modification. And so that says a lot to me when I saw Eric's progress report. Like I say, I'm hopeful that I will be filing an affidavit from Melissa indicating her support for a modification. And also I'll get something from Zach Schuler, who's the manager of the plant, who has indicated to me by text that soon.
I know what we need more of. We need more comment cards in the prisons.
As soon as Eric's out, he's got a job. But I think he's got a stable place to live with his mother. He has a job. He's got a driver's license. He has a vehicle available to him. He's the kind of guy who could re-enter and has done well in the past on MCC. We're hoping that you'll give him a chance in that regard.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber.
Your Honor, so I think I don't know if the court would like I guess a final argument with.
Before he talks, I think the defense did such a good job, because at this point I'm rooting for the guy, and I don't know what his crime was. I don't know what he did that was so bad to put him in jail, and I'm rooting for him. And that has to be a good place to be standing if you're a defense attorney. However, the judge does know all this. The judge remembers the divorce. The judge knows the crimes. Hopefully we find out right now.
In regard to modification, I would kind of prefer to, I guess, see the affidavit that it might be submitted by Melissa in this case, or have the opportunity to speak with her or possibly hear her testimony in a hearing. I guess before making a final comment, this is different than a modification request. I guess when someone has been revoked because of a positive screen or
technical violation,
right? If this was an additional violent offense against the same victim, and that I obviously raises huge concerns for the state. It just, with regard to her safety, the kids' safety, the safety of the public at large, because obviously, there were, although there wasn't a no contact order, there was certainly, Mr. Ropp knew, kind of the consequences and everything of being modified previously, and then having this new violent offense occur again. So the state is quite concerned about that, and I think that's the basis for our objection. I guess preliminarily, frankly, I would like to have the opportunity to speak with Melissa, or see what she has to say. But so I guess I will leave it at that. I know the court said initially that you were going to kind of take it under advisement and allow.
And I am taking under advisement, just representation.
Okay. So I think with regard to that, that being said, the state also recognizes the value in defendants being able to show rehabilitation, and progress. And, you know, I'm also interested in you know, seeing, you know, whether or not Mr. Ropp has effectively been able to do that. So yeah, I guess I will just leave it at that.
All right, so I guess to continue with the theme, in these cases, and when I say these cases, I'm talking about intimate partner violence, trying to figure out who the tigers are is tough because of all of the dynamics involved in this. Let me ask this question first. Mr. Ropp, have you ever engaged in the battery intervention program? Now they're calling it the violence prevention program or abuse prevention program.
Yes, I did. I did the bit.
How long ago was that?
When I 7 years ago, I think 6 years ago.
So you've had at least 3 cases involving convictions of domestic violence. So it was maybe after the first one, before the second one?
Yes.
So what did you learn from that program?
Nothing, Judge. He did it again.
Well, at the present moment, I learned a lot. It was a heated situation. She found out that I was cheating on her, and it got out of control.
Was this the second time or the first time?
This right here, for what I'm in here right now. And it just got out of control. And it took a year for her she waited a year to say anything about it. And that was after I left her, 17 days after I left her. Did I do it? Yes, I did it. She waited a year to report it, you know? And we lived together the whole time.
So Mr. Ropp, I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not helping yourself at all, because this is not uncommon in intimate partner violence. When a survivor feels safe is when that survivor may report it. Again, I don't know all the dynamics involved.
Your Honor, she is.
Mr. Ropp, I would suggest you probably stop while you're ahead. Mr. Ropp, with intimate partner violence, the dynamics of particular concern are power and control, not necessarily anger and substance abuse. Those aren't good, not a good ingredient in that recipe of intimate partner violence, but they don't excuse, they don't justify, they don't explain away. There are underlying issues that have to be addressed. And that's the concern that I have, Mr. Ropp, is making sure that you are not going to be one of those tigers, as Mr. Bannock, your attorney, stated, who's going to, quote, eat somebody when they're out. There are so many different concerns that I'm going to afford Mr. Bannock you the opportunity to submit affidavits as far as whether or not the court believes that Mr. Ropp is a safe and proper person to be out in the community based on all the dynamics involved. I should also note, so I don't lose track of this, that we should have also set the other cause of action for hearing. That's cause number 2201-2305F5123. So the court's going to deem the motion to modify filed in both causes of action. I'm not sure if it was overly clear or if we just missed it, but the motion to modify is in both causes of action. So Mr. Bannock, I will give you 30 days to file any type of supplemental materials, whether that's affidavits or additional certificates of completion.
Sure.
And at that point in time, I'll give the state an opportunity to be heard as well on that information.
Is that within the next 30 days, we can file things, or we file in response to?
How would you prefer? I can do it either way.
I guess I would like to maybe have the opportunity to kind of digest everything that has been submitted and then
Sure.
file a response.
I can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
So how much time do you think you'll need to respond to that?
I think 30 days is plenty.
Okay, so then I'll afford the state an additional 30 days to respond. And I'll certainly take into consideration any comments made by the victim in these causes of action, but I don't want to burden her with the pressure that it's all in her. It's going to be a factor, but not the factor. So what she has to say is important to me, whether I agree with it or not. It's always important to hear that. So we'll hear what she has to say and go from there. Anything else?
Not from this. I don't believe so, Your Honor.
You have a question, Mr. Rob?
It says she is safe. That's why I finished the divorce. And it wasn't her that did that. It was me to break the cycle, to start fresh with life, with whether that's with someone new or whatever, but to start fresh. I ended that relationship with the divorce. It was just sitting there. And she is safe. Like I said, I have no ill will towards her at all. I brought this on myself. She didn't do that. I did that.
Mr. Rob, the question is then, are you safe for any future partners? So that's something to think about too.
I am. I remember when all this was going on with court, I had letters from other women that I've had relationships with sent to you, and not a single one of them have ever had an issue with me. I've never had a problem. So, like I said, she's safe. She's safe, and everybody else is safe. I just love the opportunity to get back out there, be a father, and continue on the path that I was on. That's it. And whatever you deem that I need to do, whatever it is, MRT, counseling, whatever, I'll do it. Zero tolerance. No BS from me. I'll give you everything from me.
All right, thank you.
Whatever you need.
All right, thank you.
That's what they'll
That
do.
concludes the hearing.
That's exactly what they'll do. They're going to let him out. They're going to make him take that VIP course again. The VIP course again. They're going to, make him get some drug counseling. That's what they're going to do. That's what they always do. I believe she is safe. I do. I believe that he's done there and she is safe. But I don't know about the next girl. Let's go. I don't know what this is. Let's do this one.
2508 CM 2603. David Michael Anderson is here today in person. Yes. With counsel Todd Myers, states again present.
Judge, the defendant would like to enter into a plea agreement here this morning where he'd plead guilty to the driving while suspended, a sentence of finding costs left in court's discretion, and a 90-day driver's license suspended.
Is that your understanding, state?
Yes, sir.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Anderson?
Yes, sir.
All right. So have you heard me advise a few people of their rights this morning? I remember how long you've been here. You understand you'd be waiving those rights by entering into this plea?
Yes, sir.
Is this plea your own free and voluntary act?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody made you any threats or promises outside of this agreement to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down. Please state your name.
Bren's thinking about getting a beard. Just saying.
Michael Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, pursuant to this agreement on count 1, driving while suspended is a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead today?
Guilty.
State.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Anderson. Could you please state your date of birth?
1/8/87.
Thank you, sir. Were you here in Montgomery County in the state of Indiana on August 23rd of 2025?
Yes, sir.
And at that time and place, knowing your driving privilege, license, or permit was suspended or revoked, did you operate a motor vehicle on a public highway?
Yes, sir.
And do you have a prior conviction for driving while suspended as a traffic ticket out of Montgomery County from 2024?
Sure.
No reason to dispute you have that prior ticket? Okay, thank you, sir.
Any questions about the facts, Mr. Meyer?
No, thank you.
Granted, for a factual basis, and it's voluntary to plead guilty, is going to find Mr. Anderson guilty of count 1, I'm going to accept the agreement. We can proceed to sentencing. Anything else, Mr. Meyer?
No, thank you.
Anything else, Dave?
No, thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Anderson. Outside of this 90-day suspension I'm about to put in place, what's stopping you from getting a valid license?
So I had outstanding tickets and violations and all that good stuff in 3 different states, added up to about 10 grand.
Okay.
Paid it all off. Now, 5 years later, I need to show proof of payment of this stuff in one county in Tennessee, and then Rogersville, Alabama. I still can't get in contact with them to figure out what I need to do to get this fixed beyond paying it. But I still have holes on my license from Alabama and Tennessee from stuff that's already paid.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just seeing that the training specialist generally, you wear that because you've had a background and the process of turning it around. Sometimes that's more of a mountain to climb than you think.
It
All right.
is.
So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to impose court costs of $189.50. There's going to be a $50 fine, and a $100 public defender fee. So the total is going to come to $339.50. Just make sure to take care of that in the next 3 months. You can go to the clerk's office or go online to mycase.in.gov. There'll be a 90-day suspension that goes into effect from this. So make sure you're certainly not operating for the next 3 months. Hopefully in that 4-month time, you can deal with multiple states, B&Bs, to get it all taken care of so that after those 3 months are up, you can get back on the road and we're not seeing each other like this anymore.
Sir.
All right. So Mr. Myers' appearance withdrawn.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Yo, I must have been smoking some wacky weed that day. I have no idea why I decided to get that clip right there. Absolutely nothing happened. At least it was only 3 minutes long. So, listen, sometimes 3 minutes is just not satisfying. It's just not. Let's go here. Whoops. We're going to find something with a little bit more stamina than that.
Hello, Your Honor.
Mr. Norris, we're set for sentencing today. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We had a plea in this case to count 1, battery to a public safety official as a level 6 felony. There's an 18-month cap on any executed sentence. The state did not consent to future misdemeanor treatment. If I place Mr. Gordon on probation, then he agrees to undergo a mental health and substance abuse evaluation and complete any recommended treatment, and the parties are otherwise free to argue at sentencing. So, Mr. Gordon, I'm going to let Mr. Norris speak first on your behalf, then the state. If there's anything you wish to say, you'll have a chance to as well. Mr. Norris?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Gordon sits before this court at age 36. In the present incident, Your Honor, and I know that there was a victim impact statement filed as well. Mr. Gordon was getting treatment at the hospital. He needed to leave and he did not. This ended up in a physical altercation.
Thank you, Linus. Thank you.
In speaking with Mr. Gordon, I don't see that he has any malice. He gets confused. He makes poor decisions in reaction sometimes. What I'm asking for Mr. Gordon is a time served plea, essentially. He's got 91 days in, 6 months real time. In regards to the evaluation, they said that, Mr. Gordon's underlying mental health issues would be prohibitive, I guess, for community corrections placement. And I would say that they might be prohibitive for probation too. As much as Mr. Gordon may want to cooperate with that process, I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to. I don't think that Mr. Gordon presents a continuing danger to society. He's just someone who's fallen through the cracks in our society and occasionally finds himself in a compromising position because of that.
So what we should do, which we shouldn't do, because this is mean and it messes with people emotionally, so don't do this. But what we should do, Linus, which would be epic. Anybody single in chat, go on a dating app tonight. I don't know which one, whichever one, and find the most bearded man you can find and go on a date with that man. And then we can share our stories in the next stream. Don't do that. We don't play with people's emotions like that, but that would be so funny. Oof.
So that would be my request, is a time served, the 91 days credit he already has.
It's the state's position.
Your Honor, the state just notes that Mr. Gordon's extensive history, as well as how high he was scored very high on the matrices for the PSI. And in addition, that the new offense was committed while Mr. Gordon was on probation. So the state's asking for execute time.
Mr. Gordon, is there anything that you wanted to say?
Thank you, Josh. Me and Josh will trade
Your
stories later.
no, Your Honor. I regret the events that transpired. And I like Officer Vincent, and I like Officer Vincent.
Right.
But that's what I have to say, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So, and this presents a very difficult situation, in my opinion, because I don't disagree, Mr. Norris, that Mr. Gordon might struggle with probation. But you also sit there saying that he's a person that's fallen through the cracks. And if I release him today, he's just going further. There's no support system. There's no even attempt then to offer any support at all. And so Mr. Gordon then falls further into those cracks that you say. On the other hand of that argument, Mr. Gordon, this will be your 7th felony conviction. I recognize that you struggle with mental health issues and that those issues are what are likely bringing you into the court system. But your behavior over time as a result of it seems to continue to get more violent. And so that is also a tremendous concern for me, because I think releasing you back into the community at this point I think there's a risk that's posed to the safety of the community as well. Are you seeing anyone in the jail? Any doctors, any therapists, anything like that? Are you getting any treatment while you're in the jail?
Do they have a beard?
What? Are you seeing any doctors or anything in the jail, Joseph?
Doctors?
Yeah, like therapists or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay.
Is that because you're choosing not to see them, Mr. Gordon, or because it's not being offered to you?
No, I want to.
Thank you for being on an elevated level of membership for 14 months, Maria. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I want to see Oaklawn. I want to see Oaklawn. Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Gordon, when I look at your prior criminal history, I find that to be an aggravating factor, something that's not favorable to you. And I find that criminal history and the, I guess, underlying mental health issues that are a factor in that criminal history to warrant a sentence greater than the advisory sentence in this case. Do you know where you would be living, Mr. Gordon, if you were released?
The men's shelter, and yeah, the men's shelter.
Okay. Well, that also causes me
I don't
concern.
know. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
right.
I'm not gonna tell you I own a house or
No,
live in
I
a
understand
house, 'cause
that.
that's not true.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you, but I mean, I mean, I don't know, men's shelter, I guess, but
Okay.
you know, in jail, I guess.
Well, I guess the idea of the shelter causes me some concern in the winter, especially if you are not able to secure housing there.
Well, I was at the hospital laying motionless on the bed when I caught this charge.
Okay.
And I was laying motionless on the bed trying to get help because the winter, and I had hypothermia because the rain, and the clothes that I was wearing was wet. And I was staying at the men's shelter, but the men's shelter, when I left the men's shelter, the rain was happening and I was waiting to get shelter, but now I got shelter at the jail. But
all right.
Yeah,
So
I was listening to Mr. Norris.
all right. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to impose in this case a 2-year sentence. I'm going to execute 1 year of the sentence to the jail and then suspend 1 year to probation. I don't think that I can say that this should just be an executed sentence when it is very clear that Mr. Gordon needs some type of support and oversight in the community.
Is that more than the
Yes,
plea bargain?
well, no, it's not more than the plea bargain, but you will be in for another.
I signed 18 months.
So Mr. Gordon, I'll explain it. The 18 months was the most I could order that you serve in the jail. As we talked about at the time of the plea, I could sentence you to up to 2.5 years, but the most I could order that you serve in jail was 18 months. So if I did anything longer than 18 months in the jail, I would have to suspend that to probation. So I'm ordering less than 18 months in the jail. I'm ordering 1 year, but I'm also suspending 1 year after that so you can go to Oak Lawn and get services in the community.
No, that was 18 months, 18 months executed, which means 9 months in the jail. That's the plea I signed.
And you're not going to have more than that.
You'll only do 6 months in the jail.
You said six. Oh, you're saying 6 months in the jail and 1 year probation, which is 6 more months in the jail, which is 1 year in the jail.
So 1 year.
I don't want the jail time. Just
Mr. Gordon, let me explain it,
18
please.
months executed.
Let me explain it, please. You are going to serve, the sentence is 1 year in the jail. You get credit time while you're there. So you get 1 day credit for every day that you serve. So in real time, you serve 6 months. You've already served 91 days. So you have about 91 days in real time left to serve in the jail. And then you'll go and you'll have a year of probation. So you can go to Oak Lawn and do all of that.
How is that different from just saying probation today? Because you're saying you don't want,
Because I think some additional time in the jail is appropriate.
Well, yeah, but then why just like what? Like what you're doing doesn't make some sense to me.
I think what she's trying to do, Joseph, is keep you warm. She's going to keep you warm until May. The jail's going to be there for you. Once you get out in May, she wants you to get on some services, get on probation, get back to Oak Lawn, get things going again. That's the plan.
So after you're released from jail, Mr. Gordon, you'll need to report to probation. And when you're on probation, you'll have a substance abuse and mental health evaluation, and you'll participate in any programming that's recommended. So that will likely be through Oak Lawn. And then you'll engage in the treatment that Oak Lawn recommends for you.
How long? You're saying now what you're saying is the probation. I go 3 months, 3 more months in jail.
And then 1 year on probation.
And then probation, yes.
And 6 months on probation.
No, 1 year on probation. You
No,
don't get
because
credit
it went-
time when you're on
no.
probation.
That's over the plea that I signed. Whatever. That's over the plea that I signed.
Mr.
I'm
Gordon,
done.
I've tried to
I'm
explain
done.
it to you, and I'm sorry that
I'm
you
done.
don't understand.
That's over the plea that I signed. No, you just breaking the rules.
It's
Where do I exit that?
All right.
Sir, where do I exit that?
I'll come in
I
and
need
talk
to
to you.
finish the hearing, Mr. Gordon, so you're going to have to listen to me.
Venus, thank you.
You'll
so
have the
much.
mental
Thank
health
you.
and substance abuse evaluation, and you'll participate in any treatment or programming that's recommended as a result of that. You will not use any controlled substances without a valid prescription, use any illegal substances, or consume any alcohol. You'll submit to random drug and alcohol testing and pay for that at the direction of probation. You'll report to the probation department at the times and in the manners instructed. I'm not going to order that you seek employment since you're receiving disability. You will remain in St. Joseph County unless given permission to leave by the court or your probation officer. You'll notify your probation officer of any change of address in St. Joseph County within 3 working days, but must obtain prior written permission if you intend to move outside of St. Joseph County. You consent to your probation officer visiting you at your home, your place of employment, or elsewhere. You waive any and all rights to search and seizure and agree to submit to a search of your person or property at any time while you're on probation. You waive extradition and agree to return or be returned to St. Joseph County without a hearing. You may not purchase, use, possess, or exert control over a firearm or other dangerous device. If you violate any of these conditions of probation or commit any new offenses while you're on probation, probation can file a notice of violation. It can be filed anytime during the period of probation or even up to 1 year following the end of probation, depending upon when they learn about the violation. If I find after a hearing that you did violate your probation, I could order then that you serve that additional 1 year in real time, 6 months back in the jail. I'm going to find you indigent as to court costs and any fines or fees. You'll report to adult probation within 48 hours of your release from the jail after you serve the balance of this 1 year sentence. Anything further, Mr. Norris?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
It's just the
Juliana Foster?
Mr. Norris, you're here March 16th.
interesting. Oh, a ghost. Interesting about the thought process, and I mean, you can see why he's incarcerated, but he needs help because he fixated on 18 months when he only got a year. And I don't know if year sounded higher in his head than 18 months or whatever, but as soon as he heard 1 year, when he was only supposed to get 18 months, like everything was wrong. Boom, in his head, like a gate slammed shut. This is not fair. So no matter what they said to try to make him understand exactly what was going on, in his head it was too late. This is not fair. This is not happening. Maria, thank you so much. Thank you. So you walk around and you talk in circles with people like this. They're uber focused on one thing and whether they're right or wrong. And then even if you explain that one thing, they've already thought of 3 more things that are just completely not fair, even though they just are completely fair and completely logical. I don't know if there's, I don't know what to call that. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I do know a lot of people like that. In my circle, there are people that just get fixated and can't gently nudge them out of that fixation, no matter how hard you try. I even tell the one of them, I said, look, you are fixating again on this one thing. Stop thinking about that. Forget about that. They can't. It's impossible. All right, guys, we did it. It just feels like we just did 3 live streams back to back to back, doesn't it? Whew. All right, what is today? Thursday. After work today. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning. Now I'm fixated on you talking to me, CJ. Say it record it, so I can just listen to it over and over again and fixate myself. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Well, I thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcoming place. And so in conclusion, I'll wrap up this song. I hope I didn't miss anything that would be wrong. Hope I see you around. Don't stay on the shelf, join in the laughter. Come and see for yourself.